This was my first ultra trail in the freezing cold, and I think I learned 5 valuable lessons from it. Let me share them with you. But before I go into my mistakes, let's talk a little bit about what did work. So I was really happy with the clothes I was wearing. We were starting at 8 in the morning and it was -9 degrees, so cold. And then during the day the temperature went up to around -3 every now and then with a little sun, but often we were in the forest where it was even colder. So I just had a few trail running socks, nothing special for the cold, and these are actually from Danish Endurance. Then I had a pair of craft leggings. They have like this little water resistant layer. They were warm, but I really like it because like you're not all the time running, you're walking as well. So there were people in shorts. I was happy my legs were warm. As underlayer, I had a craft, just a normal underlayer shirt, nothing thermo. On top of it, a craft mid-layer shirt. On top of that, Stano, I have no clue. I bought this in Scotland. Again, it has like this water and wind resistance outer layer, also on the back. But then the arms don't have it, which, I don't like my arms to be too warm. So this was really nice. On top of that, of course, my running vest, a few rubber gloves. I tried different ones. Some are really hot. I always have cold hands, but then after running a while, my hands get really warm. And these gloves from Rab are gloves I can kind of keep them on. So they're Polar Tech, if you like to know, but they're nice to run with. And then, just like a little buff to keep my neck cold. I get back into this. And of course, my beanie is a Danish Endurance as well. So all that, with on it my running vest, kept me nice and warm. Okay, the biggest problem I run into, sports drinks and water. I skipped the first refreshment post because they were still full, but then during the first refreshment post, so that's about 10 kilometers in the race, a little bit more than an hour, I couldn't drink anymore. The little part on top, no clue how you call it in English, was totally frozen, and inside it was frozen as well. I came across a guy running with a camelback, and he asked me if I had a cup because he couldn't drink from the camelback. It was totally frozen, so I actually gave my cup away so he could pour water out of his camelback. The way I solved it, They had Coca-Cola at every refreshment post. So after the second refreshment post, I just filled up a third, half of my bottle with Coca-Cola and the other half with water. Coca-Cola has a lot of salt. Perfect, doesn't freeze. There's an option to put salt in your water to keep it liquid. I don't really like it. I haven't tried it, but they're insulated flasks as well. So maybe that's something to try. The second problem, I can't show it because I threw them all away. I had two types of gel with me. The first type is a cis gel. If you eat them, you already feel that they're very, very liquish. Liquish. They're very watery. They were totally frozen. It was just ice. I couldn't eat them. The second gel was the mountain gel. They were just cold, but I could still eat them. They still stayed like a gel. Then when I was running, some parts, especially on the downhills, it was really cold. So I got my buff up to my nose to keep my face a little bit warm, beanie down, just the eyes out. But then you're breathing through this buff. I put it down, start running again, get into a new cold part, and I was trying to get my buff up, but because I was breathing through it, it was all stuck together. So maybe an idea, these things are really, really light. Maybe an idea is to bring an extra one, or sometimes you have drop bags, you can put an extra one in a drop bag. I know it was cold, but I was still sweating a lot, especially in the parts you really have to struggle to get up the hills, or every now and then I was running something like fast. And there were parts where we were in the sun. So my shirt at the back was totally soaked. I was fine with it. I would recommend just to take an extra underlayer, put it in your vest, especially when you think it's gonna take you a long time or you might end up in the dark again, or when you walk at the end of an ultra. I used to do that a lot. This time I was fine and I could keep on running. But if you walk a lot and you get cold, it's just nice to be able to change your shirt and have a nice dry shirt. The last thing, when it's so cold, you feel less thirsty. I kind of force myself to keep on drinking because, like I said, you're sweating anyway. If you're bad at it, maybe you want to put a reminder on your phone that beeps every 15 minutes. Just, okay, drink, 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 drink. Cold doesn't mean not sweating. Cold still means you have to drink.
There you are.
Sorry, I forgot to
Ja.
Hij is wel heel lang. Oké. Ja. Dat is water, dus
Keep going. Good. The legs are still good. And this is the most beautiful refreshment post because you're here.
Altogether, I had a great race. I expected that it would take me around 10 hours based on previous races like these distances and this terrain. It actually took me only 8.5 hours. So my training is working, but I think for me is also the cold. I actually like the cold. It's easier to get dressed for the cold, stay warm than run in the sun. So I'm definitely gonna do another ultra in the cold.
over op de finish. Mooi gedaan, John. Gevolgd door